Hi everyone. So today I'm talking about test prep. Not teaching as of yet. I am just been observing. I've been observing two different grade levels. I've been observing seventh grade and ninth grade. A total of four different teachers I've been observing. So this is a little bit about what I've seen in these classrooms and what I've talked to the teachers about preparing their students for the Regents exam at the end of the year. Um, so first of all, what I've noticed in all of the classrooms is that from day one, the teachers are introducing the students to the Regents questions. These questions are used in the do nows, the homework, the quizzes, the tests. Um, these teachers are using the actual test questions. So these students are seeing these questions and they're becoming very familiar with what these questions look like. Um, and most of these teachers, from what I've seen in their tests, they even use the actual font that the Regents uses. So when it comes down to the day of the test, they're very, very familiar with the look of the tests and very familiar with the actual questions, even if it's not the exact same questions, similar questions these students have seen because they've been seeing them from back in September. And I think this really helps the students with their anxiety come the day of the test. They're familiar with what it looks like, they know what they're doing, they've seen it before. So one of the teachers that I'm observing, my favorite teacher to observe, who has 100% passing rate, really stresses vocabulary. So she likes to introduce them to prefixes and suffixes that they can commonly see in words that they might not be familiar with in the test. Each week, she'll have a new prefix or suffix up on the board, and they will touch base on this prefix and suffix throughout the week. This really familiarizes them with new words and vocabulary that they may see on the test. She also encourages them to identify words that they come across that they're not familiar with so they can speak about it in class. Just highlighting the word and moving on if they're doing a test or a homework, and then the next day talking about it in class. She says that vocabulary is huge on these tests, and if students don't recognize the vocabulary, they're not going to get the question right. So they really need to know the vocabulary that's going to be on the test and be familiar with how it's being used, how the questions are worded. She says most of the time they understand the science, but it's the way the question is worded that really throws them off. So when they know the vocabulary and they can understand the question, they get the questions right. Um, and I also think it's really important to make it fun for students. I think the classroom should always be fun. We can incorporate games like Kahoot. If you haven't seen that, it's a great resource. You can check it out online. It's free. Teachers can go in and make test questions with multiple choice answers, and the students use their smartphones to answer it. It's really fun, and it encourages students to be involved, and it's a little bit, uh, you know, a kind of a downtime activity for students, but they really enjoy it, and I really think they learn a lot from it. Another one is Jeopardy. That can be fun, and crossword puzzles. So giving them a variety of ways of learning these questions and the vocabulary, I think really help out come time of the test.